Another school day is fully underway here at Devlin Junior Senior High.
So the real one is this guy, which came out to be smaller.
On one side of the building, an AP physics teacher is going over project requirements. On the other side, another teacher reviews the basics of expository writing.
It is subject-oriented writing style.
And in the auditorium, the Colorado Court of Appeals begins the first of 2 case reviews, complete with attorneys, court reporters, and judges. These Devlin students are getting the rare privilege of witnessing actual legal proceedings as part of Courts in the Community, an educational outreach program started by the Court of Appeals and the Colorado Supreme Court.
The goal of the Courts in the Community program is to expose our citizenry, starting with our high school students, to what our appellate courts do.
I always think it's great for us as judges to get out into the community and let people see what we do, let people see that we are real human beings.
The students and their teachers have an opportunity to participate in a real oral argument presented by the lawyers and presided over by a 3-judge panel.
The Devlin students have been studying the cases in detail in class. One of them, an appeal by a former Denver police officer fired for excessive force.
Medina argues that there is no competent evidence in the record to support the decision that the use of force policy was violated. But in fact, there is substantial evidence in the record.
Even under their version, their interpretation of the policy, the analysis they've done and the alleged other options that they've put forward are still inconsistent with these rules that he's facing.
It was pretty cool, actually. I hadn't seen it like this or thought about it looking like this before. I was surprised by how professional it felt.
I was curious about how complicated the cases are, if they get focused more specifically from the trial to the appellate.
It seems like you're saying that any degree of force necessary is permissible because the policy allows of no exceptions.
I thought it would be a little bit more black and white. Police officer, he had the advantage going in. He didn't really have any other options, and it just his only mistake was just not filling out the paperwork. But then the other attorney brought up some good points, and it really it shifted into kind of a gray area.
A recess gives the students time for a Q&A with the attorneys.
Do you often find that that's the case, that one feature of the case like that sort of comes to be the most important thing that's debated?
It is going to be narrowed down, and there is going to be kind of that razor focus.
Talking about the law and how it actually applies to the subject, those attorneys did a good job.
And later, the judges.
It's good to see them engaged so that they are more familiar with our system and how it really works as opposed to how they see it on TV.
We see the future sitting out there. These kids, they're going to be making the decisions that impact our country. They're the future of our democracy, and part of that is understanding how our system works.
This actually really interested me.
It really did have an effect on me.